So even though that this guy is on the older side, it still has something to offer in today's hobby, considering its origins and how it was really like the first very cheap, ready to fly out of the box planes. This right here is the Champ, and this is the plane that we're going to be talking about today and reviewing. So anyways, let's get right into the video. As I stated in the intro, this guy is an RTF, which stands for ready to fly straight out of the box. That's what this RC plane is all about. Now, there is some different things that you're not going to get in this plane as you would with, let's say, a newer model, like flight stabilization. Like I said, older model right here, so you're not going to get the built-in gyro system in most of the new planes that keeps your plane auto-leveled. So that is one, I guess, downside to purchasing this plane now, after it's been out for a couple years. But we're going to see what this guy still has to, let's see if it still has anything to offer in today's hobby. And I think it does. And considering it doesn't have this stabilization, you can really learn how to fly, and you can do really a lot more with it, considering that it doesn't have the stabilization. It won't keep it level all the time. So you're really going to have to test your piloting skills in order to actually control this plane. So that's it for me rambling about the Champ. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the specs for this RC plane on screen for you to look at. If you want to read everything off, go ahead, pause the video. But after I show you the specs, we're going to move right on to the flight test. So here we go. So this is going to be interesting, considering that I'm used to flying planes with stabilization. This one does not have it, and as you can see, to start off, I'm struggling, and it's making kind of loops, as when you just, no hands or freehand it, it will go like down a little bit, and then it'll swoop itself back up, so it'll make like a U shape. Eventually, I figured out what you want to do is you want to put a little bit of pressure on the right hand stick forward, so you want to push. Not too much, just push the right hand stick forward a little bit. This plane has an instinct to push itself up, and by you pushing it down a little bit, it's going to kind of cancel itself out, and it's going to keep it somewhat stable. That is until you have to turn it. Then it's going to get a little bit more difficult, and you just have to rely on your natural piloting skills to turn it and then recover it. But to be honest, once you fly this guy for a couple times, it's not too bad. It actually gets pretty easy once you get some experience flying this guy. I'm not going to blame the entire piloting experience or struggle to pilot this guy anyways on the plane, because new, this guy's probably pretty good, but to be honest, I bought mine used, and it had a cracked wing, and it was literally being held together by tape and glue. So that might have had, a part to do with it. The bottom of the wing is a little bit bent, and it's just not in the greatest condition. So I bet it's much easier to fly this guy, brand new out of the box. Alright, so we only got one flight, and there was a little bit of an incident by the field, so that really prevented us from, flying this guy to, its full potential and draining the entire battery. So, one flight in for this guy. So I guess the big question is, would I recommend purchasing this plane in 2021? I mean, not really. I mean, there's plenty more better options out there, like newer ones that include stabilization, that have a longer flight time, are just easier to fly, and just better quality planes in general that can, take more of a beating, that can, like, upon, crashing them, it won't suffer as much damage. This thing is really beat up. I'm going to show you. This is what I mean by messed up. The entire wing is broken on this guy. I mean, I reviewed one, a couple days ago that was made out of the EPP foam, and I crashed that guy maybe 20 times so far, and it's like brand new. So, like I said, this guy, I mean, if you can find a great deal for it, I would pick one up, just to train yourself to fly a kind of a bad plane, kind of a crappy plane. It would kind of train you to fly one of those. But for a beginner, I'd recommend buying something new that has stabilization. I'll leave two planes that I like. I'll leave the links in the description below to check out those reviews. But thanks for watching this entire video, if you're still here, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I make videos about planes and drones, so make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you next time. Peace.